to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smitt?
What's up, Webb? I'm Smith. That's Webb. We are the Wager Makers. Thank you all for joining us. Man, great time for football. This last week was wild. Last night was great game. A little disappointed. Obviously, I had Bama, but just great game. Great football. The night game, the night before, the Raiders and the Chargers, just unbelievable ending. Crazy to that thing. I wanted the tie. I wanted the 0-0 Neil tie. Didn't get that. But we'll talk a little bit about that coming up in a little while. Webb, this is Wager Maker Podcast number 115.
115. Like I said, I was talking to my buddy Mastoni today. He's like, how's the podcast going? I was like, believe it or not, we're doing 115 today. And he just started fucking cracking up, as I do every time. Number 15, the first thing that came to me was Tim Tebow. I think he was number 15, at least at some point. I was a big Tebow fan in college. I liked him when he was in college anyways. He won me some money. And then I did look it up. I think Bart Starr maybe was another one. So I don't know. We never saw Bart Starr play, but there's not too many 15s out there. So
yeah, the 15 was tough. Bart Starr. Remember the videos of the old Green Bay Packers. You know,
yeah,
the
Ice
Bart
Bowl
Starr was the man back there. Even that, I believe was he the one with the quarterback sneak in the Ice Bowl? Was that him?
I think so. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I've only seen videos of the Ice Bowl. The dude's Dallas trying to dig in there to goal line. Yeah. Couldn't stop it up. So. Anyway, Bart Starr, and like I said, I think Tebow was 15, probably 15, at Florida at least, maybe if not at other places. So
I think he was the Broncos too.
Webb, wild weekend in the NFL. Crazy. What you'd expect, just the same as every damn weekend in the NFL. We were hoping for the Jaguars to pull it off against the Colts to see what would happen on Sunday night, and lo and behold, Carson Wentz goes out, lays an egg. I didn't watch the game, but I know he had a couple turnovers. I couldn't believe that it was win and you're in for the Colts. Win and you're in against the Jags, and they couldn't get it done. It wasn't even close, I don't think.
From the beginning to the end, they just got their ass kicked. I think it was a 15.5-point favorite. I checked it just in case some crazy shit happened, we could talk about it. So I checked. I didn't watch the game either. We were in transit for Devin's softball stuff, but I mean, yeah, Wentz sucks, but I don't. They just got their ass kicked from beginning to end. I don't know if you can even blame it on Wentz, but I mean, I guess if you're a $100 million quarterback, you should be able to win that game. You know, almost left-handed. That's just a complete. If I was a Colts fan, I'd still be furious. I'd be furious for a while still. Unbelievable. They got whooped. They got
15 points, 15-point favorite. Yeah, I think, every time they would pop it, I was watching other games. Every time they would kind of pop over, to that game, it was like right. Wentz was fumble or he throw an interception, and some of it was a tip ball here and there. He got, but just early on, it was like, oh, look at I think the Jags got up early, 7-0 or 3-0 early, 7-0, and then maybe it was 10-3, somewhere in there, and it was kind of like. Yeah, but the whole time you're kind of thinking, well, they're gonna, that game's gonna right itself at some point.
Exactly.
And but it just kept, and again, then once it got to be halftime, and maybe the Jags were up by a couple of scores, then the teams, you're either gonna come out and rise to the occasion, yep, or you're gonna start pressing at that point. And sure enough, I think the first drive, the Colts had in the second half was another turnover, might have been a fumble, might have been an interception or whatever, but crazy, so crazy. So the what's this coach's name in the Chargers? The Staley?
Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley. It's definitely Staley. Staley.
So he comes out last week and he says, basically, look, I don't care what happens with the Jaguars game. I'm playing to win this game. There's no way I'm playing for a tie. And I said, well, let's see what happens when it actually happens. It's easy to say that last week when the Jaguars are favored, 15-point underdogs,
right,
to the Colts.
Right.
You say, yeah, we're going to be playing the game. We're going to be playing this game. That's it. But then it happens. Webb, I know. I wanted it so bad just for the novelty of it.
Right.
And I know that the Goodell, it would be hell to pay.
Yep.
And the TV, money with it just teams coming out and kneeling for an hour. I wanted it so bad for the novelty. I would have watched.
Just
to make sure. I took the Raiders getting 3 points just in case.
Right.
Just in case it happened. That turned out to be okay anyway. But what do you thought? I know you play to win the games. I'm an avid believer in you play to win the games, but you play to win playoff games, Webb. You play the first season to get into the playoffs.
Well, that's the whole point of it. You want to get into the tournament. Now, this is just for the kids out there. This is a lesson. Just don't say anything when you don't have to say anything. He didn't need to say shit a week before about we're playing to win. You don't ever know what's going to happen. You just say, we're playing the Raiders. We want to get into the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I've been working all year for this. You need to make any silly comments and paint yourself into a corner. Now, I don't know. Did they say he fucked it all up? There was – my point is – my whole thing is if they made that second down play, the dude cuts it outside. If they tackle him for 1 or 2 yard or no, then it's over. So you can blame them all you want. Even after the timeout, if they stopped him or not even stopped him, if they held him to a 1 or 2 yard gain on third down, the Raiders probably may try to kick a field goal with like a second left or something, but I don't know that he completely ruined the season by calling that timeout.
Right. I'm not really getting into the timeout so much. I'm just talking about early. We can get to that point, I think. But going in, why wouldn't you just if two teams, if in case you don't know the scenario, two teams, a tie, they both make the playoffs. If one wins, the other one loses, that's who goes home and who moves on. Both teams are in the same.
Oh, so you're saying you want them to go out just there and take a knee the entire time?
Yeah. Yes. You play to get in the playoffs.
I don't know. I mean, that would have been remarkable. Yes, I don't know I don't know if I would have agreed with doing that either. I don't know how you can. I mean, you literally have to go across the hall. Let me tell you the reasons why
it's obvious. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. First of all, you're both playing on the road, and you're both a wild card team, so you're playing on the road in the playoffs anyway. How is it any different than a team that doesn't have a bye week sitting its players in the last game of the season? How is it any different than when you got shit wrapped up? You got guys sitting out, or you're playing for a certain slot in the playoffs. If they take knees in that game, you have a bye week. That's your bye week. Your team is rested and ready to go for the playoffs.
Yeah, but for the Raiders, it was a matter of seeding. Would you rather play at Kansas City or at Cincinnati?
Doesn't matter. I'd rather know I was in the playoffs at the point you're worried about seeding. You don't even know if you're in the playoffs yet.
I get it. I understand. But yeah, that's still. But you.
And now, okay, great. You're going into playoffs. Your team just got done with basically do or die, like busting ass all the way, full 60 minutes. Almost went to overtime.
Right. It's been a playoff scenario anyway for them for a while, for a couple weeks.
It could have been a bye week. It could have been a bye week, and you're in the playoffs.
There's just a lot of moving parts. You have to have everybody. That's a lot of people that need to agree to something. That's a lot of.
The two coaches.
No, the two owners. Two owners.
That's really all it had to be. Two owners.
Well, right. So I don't know. For them to go out there and just take a knee, that would have been something.
Awesome.
That would have been something.
It would have been awesome. That's what I was looking for all week. And we got the Jaguars win. Didn't think we'd get it. Webb. Well, let's first of all, before we get into other stuff from the NFL week, crazy week, and we'll get into the college national championship. Awesome game. Great stuff. Great day, great weekend to be a sports fan, Webb.
Yeah,
loving every second.
Crazy.
Sports is awesome. These people that act like it's no big deal, I don't know. And gambling, it's even better with gambling, Webb. This is living.
God.
This is living.
Absolutely, it's what you live for.
What do you other people that don't gamble just go out and watch a game and it's like this the whole time? I like living my life like this. Webb.
Absolutely, you got to get that blood flowing, baby.
That's living. That's living life.
No doubt.
So, I was like, congratulations, Malcolm Mark. Great job with the college football bowl pool. I got the totals right here. Malcolm ended up in first place with 24-13 record. Solid.
That's yeah,
solid. That's 60. That's probably good. About 60-something%, I guess. Deuce Bohannon and Fat Frank ended up with 23.
They did tie.
And Dirty, I think that's Mangino was 22, and OxyClean. I'm not even sure what OxyClean is. 22. So a few others right there. Malcolm, the 1-point victory. He's got $500. He's got $500 in his
$500 riches
and
for nothing.
I sent him the link to the store and the wager maker store. He's like, man, some of these t-shirts are a little cheap. I'm like, you got $500 for nothing.
Right.
Buy a t-shirt, a mug,
right.
something.
Get the iPhone protector.
All right. Also, want to congratulate the fantasy football, the Little Rock, the Buffalo Grill in Little Rock, Arkansas fantasy football tournament is over. Thank you for donating the $500 towards that. Congratulations to Chad Arnold. He beat Danny Shelton, who also had a great year in the first ever Wager Makers Fantasy Football League. He also has $500 and a link to the Wager Maker store coming straight to him.
That's right. We got to get a Chupacabra mask, Wager Makers Chupacabra mask that we can wear him on the show.
True. He was wearing it the other night.
No doubt.
He's wearing that Mexican wrestling mask the other night with the shawl and all that stuff.
Bill Mascara
congrats,
back in the day.
Congrats to Malcolm. Congrats to Chan Arnold. Thank you for all our sponsors who make that happen. Wilbur Investigations, MN3 Technologies, Little Rock, Arkansas, the Buffalo Grill up there. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm forgetting anybody. But so. All right. Webb, your boy Dak, in almost a meaningless game. I would maybe they're playing for seeding. 5 touchdown passes. Would you rather he throw 5 touchdowns today, or wait for or saved it for the playoffs?
I don't care. I mean, I wanted them to play at least a half. They didn't show out. I mean, they're wildly inconsistent, so I have no confidence in them. I'd rather see him end on a better note than a bad note. Last time they played like shit. So I was glad to see him play. I don't think he needed to play into the third quarter. I just think the 5 touchdown passes were just a function of, not playing anybody. I don't know that was their goal to go out and do that. But I did want to see him play well. So I have no problem with them playing. Listen, they get fucking paid. Play the fucking game. I don't care.
Yep. Good game. I just let's see. They got a tough game this week. San Francisco. They play physical football. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Why? But that's and it's not even a Cowboys thing. Why are the 49ers like so good? Everyone's like, oh, the 49ers. Like they barely snuck into the playoffs, and everyone's like, whoa.
Don't even get me started. They kept my Saints out. The Rams. I hate. Can I tell you how much I hate the Rams? They're overrated. I hear about the Rams. Let me tell you what happens to they are as soft as
they are.
Whatever the softest thing you can think of, I don't know, soft as butter, not smooth as butter, soft as cotton, pillows, rainbows, clouds, whatever it is. We've been on there so many times. Like, Jalen Ramsey, soft. OBJ, soft. The only reason they have any cred of being tough is because they're defensive linemen over there. That's the only one.
Not even.
But so what, dude? Still run all over them. They do whatever they want.
That's the only reason I give them the respect they get is for fucking Aaron Donald.
Right.
I've been saying on this podcast for 115 shows, Matthew Stafford's ridiculous. He sucks. He still hasn't won a playoff game.
You can take him out of Detroit, but you can't take Detroit out of Matthew Stafford.
OBJ is there. Scored meaningless. Did nothing when it counts. Same thing with Von. I mean, Von Miller's had a great career, but he's riding off in the sunset in L.A. Aaron Donald's a stud, but he's one guy out of 11. Same thing. Jalen Ramsey just, he's checking his Twitter account.
I mean, unbelievable. LeBron, like, oh, yeah, man, come on over here. We're all going to hang together.
That's what
you guys play football, or are you just fucking jet-setting around the fucking place?
They're going to hang out. It's nice out, sunny.
How many times can San Francisco beat your ass in?
It's like a retirement. It's like they retired to L.A. That's it.
Sunny L.A.
Right.
We love – I can hear Huey Lewis shit. Huey Lewis, we love L.A. or something.
It's not Huey Lewis.
All right. Just as sorry of a piece of shit song as if Huey Lewis would have sung.
I love L.A.
I love L.A. That's not Huey Lewis?
I don't think so. No, I'm almost certain. I forget the guy's name. It's not. Definitely.
All right, we'll have to. If we only had an intern.
If we only had an intern, right? He would tell. We could play it in the background right now.
We love it. That's got to be Huey Lewis. That's a sorry ass song.
It's not Huey Lewis. I'll Google it if we have some time here.
All right.
But fuck them, and I don't understand why the Niners were so good. They backed into the play, not backed in, but they're not that good. Jimmy Garoppolo tried to lose the game several times. It's just except for the fact that the Rams wouldn't take it is the reason why that they won that game.
Of course, the Saints go out, do their job. Man, first of all, can we talk about a second about how stupid announcers sound in the year 2002? Well, I'm watching this. So apparently, number one, at the stadium, the Falcons, obviously there's a little salty rivalry between the Falcons and the Saints, even though Falcons blow all the time.
Right. For a while now.
So instead of putting Saints up on the scoreboard, it says visitors in this game or whatever. Like that's some kind of insult, or something. And then I guess they weren't showing the scores. Obviously, if the Saints won and the Rams beat the 49ers, they were in the Saints would make the playoffs. But they weren't showing the score of the other game in the stadium.
Okay.
The announcer, this is a quote. This is a quote from the announcer of the game on
go.
Fox.
I think this is it.
Oh, is that we might have to turn it off. We don't have the rights. We don't have the rights.
Yeah, that's right. It's Randy Newman. Anyway.
Okay, Randy Newman. Oh, I should know that. He's a Louisiana guy, Randy Newman.
Yeah, Randy Newman.
I hate that song. Anyway. Anyway, the announcer, it's just the Fox 8 announcer. Do you think not showing the score in Atlanta Stadium is driving the Saints crazy?
No. No.
This will give me a good chance to show off my Wager Maker phone cover.
Nicely done.
Product placement. That's product placement.
Yes.
Do you think every dude on this? Do you think the Saints didn't know what was happening at the Rams game? I'm sure they were sitting there like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're not showing the score on the scoreboard."
The score, right.
I mean, where do they think of this shit? Where do they come up with this shit?
I was giving them. I mean, with the bazillion bowl games, you're gonna get with the shitty games. You're gonna get some shitty announcers.
There's only so many announcers to go around.
Right. Right. You know, logistically, you can only do so much, and So I did give him a break. Scott Wheatley was complaining. I'm like, there's a lot of games. No, who the fuck wants to do a game at 11 o'clock in the morning? So I did give announcers in general a break on that, but it's just getting bad, worse and worse.
Yeah, like you say, during the COVID and holiday season and the bowl games, you understand it gets thinned out. First of all, Herb Street's every other day. He's doing NFL, he's doing all this shit, and he's calling players they're only into it for the money.
Right.
And
right.
But meanwhile, he's on every fucking.
Right.
I can't turn on ESPN without hearing his fucking.
He's
voice.
got more jobs than Ryan Seacrest, dude. He's doing everything.
All he does is eat on his private plane from college to college.
Right. He ain't working out.
Talk to college girls.
He's living the good life. Looks like he got stung by a bee.
All right. So anyway, I was just I'm watching the Saints game. The Rams let me down. The Saints did their job. I don't know.
What was that score, Smith? Was it 21-3 or something, or 27-3?
It was 17-0.
Right.
And then at halftime was 17-3.
Right.
And then they got back to 17-17, but with about 2 minutes left, maybe less, the Rams score and go up 24-17. I'm like, oh, finally.
Right.
This is it. It's less than 2 minutes. And the Rams take the 7-point lead back.
Miller,
I'm like, all right.
Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Little, or whatever, Floyd.
Niners, right down the field.
Yeah.
Right down the field. And then it was one of those deals where the team, this happens, and put this in the memory bank for games. When a team, and I watch this all the time, when a team has the ball at the end of the regulation and scores to go to overtime and then wins that toss to get the ball, they almost inevitably go down the field and score because the defense is just spent by that point. They've been running for a whole series and then they get the ball right back for another
demoralized.
And to their credit, they held them to a field goal, so the Rams get a chance. So I'm like, all right. Rams get a chance to go down the field, but they had the ball the whole, like, by the time the Rams got the ball, there was only like 2 minutes left. There could have been a tie in that one, which would have been bad for the Saints too. And sure enough, Stafford throws an interception. I think they just got bored with it at the end and just threw it up for grabs. And like, look, why are we fighting this fight? We're in the playoffs already.
Right, we're already right.
So let's just throw it up. If OBJ comes down with it, great. If not, great.
Well, at that point, I think they lost. They didn't win the division, right? Didn't that change?
Well, did the Cardinals lose or win?
The Cardinals,
like, maybe by that point their destiny was
maybe
already set because
well, with them winning it changed because it went
the Cardinals lost. So I think that meant that they could lose at that point and it wouldn't have mattered. Because they still did win the division.
Oh,
the Rams won their division.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no, there's no okay. All the change was who played who.
Right. What I think happened was because the Cardinals had lost to Seattle, at that point it probably didn't matter As far maybe they'd be 2 instead of 3, but it certainly didn't matter as far as the division or whatever.
Right.
And they weren't getting to 1 anyway. So
no.
So all right. So Webb, let's go college football. I mean, I was all about Bama. I'll die taking Alabama with
That's
points,
right.
and
I'll fall on that sword, no doubt.
The only way I would have had an issue is if I go against Bama and Bama crushes the team that I'll sit there going, why did I do that?
Right.
Why did I do that for?
Right.
I'm fine. I took Bama. They were +3 with 10 minutes left in the game. They were up by 5. I can live with that all day.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Going into that last couple minutes, they were winning the game, right? Getting points.
Right. And really, it was a tough, that injury they had, the wide receiver for Alabama, that almost hampered their offense right from the get once he went down. I thought that was going to be a problem, especially since they lost that other wide receiver in the last time.
Messi, whatever his name is. Yeah, he didn't play at all.
Right.
He was out. Yeah, and then Williams went down, and that was after a big catch too.
Right. Yeah, big play. That was the biggest offensive play they had, I think. At that point.
So, I mean, it was tough, but that 31 was a beast. Great game. And like you said, it was, I mean, it was a little slow in the first half, but they were playing D. They were balling out.
Man, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, just watch the lines. Offensive and defense
Absolutely.
on both. They were mauling each other. I mean, that was some awesome, it was just awesome football to watch.
It was high level.
Fan.
Right. It was certainly high level. And that was, I saw something that I guess the committee met about expanding the playoffs. I hope that doesn't happen. This is clearly the 2 best teams in college football. I don't, why would you expand it to 8
The
teams?
only thing expanding it can do is ensure that maybe the 2 best teams don't make it.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they have more of a chance of getting knocked off or having an injury
another
or
lottery
something like
ticket.
that. Right.
Exactly. You're giving someone a flyer.
Right.
I don't understand why we would do that. It seems to be working very well.
To me, I never remember it not being the 2 best teams when it was all said and done.
And it's always been a good game. I mean, this game was exceptionally, but even those Bama and whoever.
And
Bama,
Clemson, Ohio State, they all end up being good games.
Right. And they were all excellent teams. So I don't know why you'd mess with something that is clearly working.
Yeah. But just great seeing. I mean, we talked about the Stetson Bennett guy. I kind of didn't. I told him Alabama would be able to take care of him, but he came up big. Just at the end of the game, he's like on a sideline crying. Every dude, every coach, every player is coming over, hugging that dude. Everything, big 350-pound dudes crying. Like it was good scene at the end of the game. And I was pissed that Alabama didn't pull it out, but that was good football. I just good game. Everything about it was
definitely got our money's worth. I mean, we lose a lot of bets. I mean, when you go into it, listen, it's not like lose this fucking bet. But that was one you enjoyed your time, and it wasn't like this is fucking bullshit. It was a great game, like you said. And it was high level.
Yep. Awesome. So crazy wild week in pro football. Crazy, great game to end the college football season. It's getting that sad time of year where we're starting to run out of the football games. We got a couple more big pools left and big square pools that we're in and everything. I was thinking about doing a wager maker playoff pool, but it seems like it's going to be cutting. It'll be cutting it a little close here to get that going. Maybe that's be something next year we can work on when we're in episode like 200 or something like that. Right. We can go from there, but should be another look. This shit is wide open, Webb. I mean, I think the Green Bay's looking really good. There's a few, obviously Kansas City seems to be playing better now. Big Ben fought his team into the playoffs this last few games. Crazy game. They get up early. Baltimore comes back on them, and then they win in over. That one went to overtime, I believe.
How many 3rd and 10s or 4th downs, and how many 4th downs? I was talking with Sony before. How many 4th downs did Justin Herbert get in that game? 5.
Oh, and that unbelievable. Even the final touchdown to go to overtime was on literally with zeros on the clock.
And can he throw a ball hard? That came out of a cannon. I mean,
I was wrong. I was so wrong on him coming out of college.
I called him wrong. Yeah,
I couldn't have.
He was wildly misused at Oregon.
Yep, could not have been more wrong about him coming out. That dude is an unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent. He can move, he can throw, he understands the game. Nothing's bigger. I mean, he is up and coming.
He's like unassuming. He only shows that arms off when he has to. I mean, he's fucking good. And now, like it's a big controversy. They're saying Staley was the worst coach, should be fired. I don't know that him calling that timeout.
Well, here's what I have a problem with Staley. This dude. So you don't believe in ties, but you believe in going for on fourth down at your own 20-yard line.
That's well, he
gave the game away.
He's Joe Analytics.
Trying not to tie. Trying not to tie. You gave the game away. He went for it on his own. Well, I think it was like the 19-yard line. He goes for it on 4th and 1 or 2. It was 4th and 1 at his own 19.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the Raiders scored a touchdown on that drive, but they definitely they were in field goal range when they
kicked the field goal. Oh, yeah. Well, you're basically at that point you're giving them 3 points at the very least.
At the very least.
But he's Joe Analytics. He is like the poster board. So, yeah, I'm like that's absurd. That would have been.
I mean, I don't know how many times we got to hear these analytics guys get screwed over on the. And there's some plays are just look, man. I don't care. You got to look at common sense. Right.
You know, right.
I know.
Look, first reward.
Look, I'm sitting there. I got no skin in the game. Like if I was a Chargers fan, I'm like, damn, it sucks to punt right now.
Right.
It sucks to give it back to him right now. That's not analytics. That's fucking your emotion is making you fucking go for it on fourth down.
Right. That's how you play. You want to
win. Be disciplined. All right, look, punt them deep. Let's play some D.
That's why you're the coach and not me.
Right. Exactly.
You're not.
It's not a video game. That's why it's not a video game.
Right. That some dude had 15 beers on the sideline making a call.
Right. Go for that shit. Go for it.
Run it down his throat. They're pussies.
Right. Come on, man. Yeah, you don't believe in ties. You don't believe in all this shit, but you believe in going for it on fourth down at your own 20.
That's absurd. But his explanation, he wanted to get Kenneth Murray off the field and get Linval Joseph on. That's why he called the timeout.
Yeah.
And that did make sense. But I don't know.
But, man, at that point, you're watching. I was watching. I thought it was going to happen. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, look at this shit. I think. And the Raiders were pretty much just going to run it. You know what I mean? They were. If something happens by running it, great. If not, we're going to make sure we're punting it with 3 seconds left.
Right, or we're just going to eat it. Right, or we're going to kick it. Like a 55-yarder with 0 seconds left, and as long as it doesn't get blocked, we're either making it.
At least we look like we're trying to win. If we miss it, we miss it.
We don't, and we still go. Right.
Man.
So, yeah,
if you're on the Chargers today, I don't know. And look, I think more was made out of that timeout than needed to be a little bit. But it sure looked like the Raiders were getting ready to just. But it would have been the same deal if the dude pops that run. Whether they were going to run one more play anyway. If the dude pops that run, regardless, they're probably going to kick the field goal. If it's a 45-yard field goal, they're going to kick it.
Exactly. And even on a second down play, like I think Jacobs bounced it outside for like 7 yards or something. Even if they stop him there, like he gets no yards or just they run into the back of the center and it's a yard, in a cloud of dust, it might have changed. I don't know. I don't think.
And that's what he said. Look, I called timeout because it was obvious they were running.
Right. I wanted
I wanted to put our running, our more running defense in the game.
Right. And that's
so I don't know if it all of a sudden the Raiders were like, yeah, we got to run a 10-yard run play here. No, all you got to do is tackle them and they're not in field goal range anyway.
It's like, we're going to hand the ball off. If we break it, we win. Right. If we break it halfway, we're going to kick the field goal to win. Right. And if we don't, as long as we don't fumble, we're going to go to playoffs anyway.
Right.
So the Raiders were in like a no lose.
I was well, just at that point, it seemed like once it got inside a minute, it was like, well, maybe they are just at this point going to say, okay, let's just call it here. But good for the Raiders. I mean, look, I like Derek Carr. The Raiders have certainly been through some crazy shit this year with they lost their coach. They got players out with crazy ass fucking drunk driving. Yeah. Crazy, stupid shit. I mean, the Raiders have been through some shit this year. Kudos to that coach that stepped in.
Besides, he's been around a long time.
At one point, they're pretty much written off. I think they've won 3 or 4 in a row now going into the playoffs. I like Derek Carr, man. I wish the Saints would make a play to try and get him next year. I think he'd be great.
He gets no respect.
Yeah, and he just dude made some great plays down the stretch there in that game.
And he's dealing with crazy ass John Gruden for many years, and then they trade away his offensive line. Like there's always some kind of shit he's got to deal with.
And like I say, the Gruden thing, that had the Ruggs drunk driving thing.
Right.
I think they got rid of another player, like a defensive back, because he was walking around on Instagram with like a machine gun or something crazy.
There's always, it's crazy.
So now he's got Deshaun Jackson's like his main man.
Right.
If you know Deshaun Jackson is sticking on your team, you got a lot of crazy. You got a lot of crazy.
Boys, if he's the adult in the room, there's a lot of shit going on.
Right.
I mean, they had Antonio Brown. That's when he couldn't. He didn't want to wear the helmet.
Right.
He didn't want to wear the helmet, and then his feet got frozen. Yeah, all kinds of shit.
Right. I forgot all about the Antonio
like,
Brown in the Raiders ridiculousness.
Right. So I'm a Derek Carr fan too. I've mentioned that a lot of times too.
Yep. So, all right. Well, it's going to be some. I mean, I'm looking at these games this week, Webb. Anything stand out like automatic? I'll tell you, I think there's a lot of points being laid in some of these games. I don't know. We'll see what some first we get. The great cool thing is this is the first time ever there's going to be some playoff game on Monday night, so that'll give us a little extra action.
Another day, right? Cool. Yep. It's funny. When you're looking at it, the one thing that I don't have any feel for any of these totals. That's interesting to me. That's the one thing that struck me. But I don't know. We can go over it. We can talk about it.
All right, we'll go game by game because it's just a few now. We're just down to a few. First one is Saturday afternoon, Webb. It's going to be the Raiders go to the Bengals.
How crazy is Cincinnati going to be? I mean, they're going to be. I mean, that team is
that crowd has got to be going ape shit, right? I mean, when was the last time they had an important game like this?
That's what I'm saying. And they got fucking Burrow, they got Jamar Chase, they got a young coach. I mean, they just got to be free. They might start that tailgate might have been kicked off already. I got 5.5 and 49. I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one, man. I know it's hard. I don't know how the Raiders do it. We just, obviously we like Derek Carr, but I don't know who. They got Walder, and not sure I know another player on the team.
Renfro's been going crazy for them, but it's almost like he's not going to burn you, but he's going to catch every third and sixth that they got.
Yeah, that's from Clemson. Yeah. And then they got what's his name?
And they got the running back. I mean, Jacobs is good.
Yeah, but he's always hurt.
Right.
He don't play. He plays less. He plays. He's hurt more games than he plays. Joe Mixon's real good too. So my feeling here is I knew when I saw this, I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna fight from the beginning. But I like the Bengals in this one.
All right, this is one. Like I said, I was kind of leaning the Raiders, but the Bengals have a lot of weapons. And like I say, I think they were able to like rest some guys last week against Cleveland, so they should be pretty sharp. We've seen what Joe Burrow can do in big games. He's been in the biggest of the big in college. Same type of deal here. It's probably going to be cold, Cincinnati. January, I'm sure it's not going to be great weather.
The river there, yeah.
I
mean, go ahead. The Raiders just seems like every game, like they've been eventually they're going to lose. They got to be fucking tired, dude. Every game, it's just so much that they got to deal with.
Right, and, like getting to the playoffs was the penultimate to them, to the point where you take a sigh of relief, and then you fly to Cincinnati in a cold ass day and get
an unbelievably hungry and psyched up Cincinnati team that is going to play 60 minutes, whistle to whistle.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, it's not like they're laying 10. You win, 24, 27, 20, 27, 20, 27, 21, 27, 17.
The Burrow to Chase combination has been unbelievable. Like you say, Joe Mixon, awesome running back.
Right.
Bengals have a solid D.
Underrated defense. Yep.
I could see them winning by a touchdown in this game, or even just going away.
Right.
All right.
And that's
all right. Bengals. Let's look at game 2. Bills and Patriots. Webb.
When I first looked at this, I was like, let's take the 4 points. I got -4 and 43.5. I think the Bills are another team that are kind of I don't say vastly, but overrated. They don't seem to really beat anybody too good. When they lost, what's his name? Tre'Davious White, the cornerback. I think that hurts them a lot. I mean, they are talented. I like Allen. although he still needs to prove himself a little bit in these bigger games. And then the receiver Diggs is real good, and some of their defensive players are real good too. But I don't know. I've gone back and forth on this one. The cold weather's not going to matter. Two good coaches. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm kind of lean. Look, at one point in the season, if you asked me, I would have said Buffalo's the best team in the NFL. But that was a long time. That was a long time ago. Right. That was in week 6 or 7 or something.
Correct.
New England obviously came on strong, but these last, I don't know if maybe Mac Jones has been figured out a little bit, but they've lost 3 or 4.
And hasn't looked good. Certainly didn't look good last week.
Right. But
this week,
I think this is a division game. These two teams know each other real well. I could easily see New England keeping it close, at least, where this is like a field goal type game. I'm looking. This is going to be it's showing right now 4 degrees in Orchard Park, New York, on that day.
But that's no fun for a fucking polar bear.
No, and but I think I'm leaning taking the points in this one.
I got no problem with that. I mean, Mac Jones has got me a little worried, but this could be another game where Belichick runs it literally 60 times. Like, just don't let him throw the ball.
Almost like hoping the worse weather the better.
Right. Yeah. Then we'll play a 6-3 game. That's fine. I'll take the win. It wouldn't shock me they come out and win the game. I mean,
yep. Yeah. Right. They're 1-1 against each other this year.
Right.
So, okay. Moving on to Sunday, the early game. Webb, Eagles go to the Buccaneers.
I had this one. I was thinking about on this one as well. And then I saw an Eagle fan at the gym, and he was not optimistic. So that gave me a little bit of pause. Now, the Buccaneers, there's no Fournette, there's no Godwin, no AB. And I'm sure I'm missing someone. I think the running back is, what's his name, the crazy dude from the Jets and the Steelers. Le'Veon Bell, I think, might be the running back. But having said that, they still have Don Brady. They have not really looked good. I'm not sure how healthy they are on defense. I was leaning initially to taking the 8.5, and I'm kind of like 8.5 and 49 is what I have here. But then I look at the Eagles. I'm not even talking about the game Sunday, but I don't know, Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure who they have exactly. Is Miles Sanders playing?
I don't know. I haven't seen that he's not, but I don't know that.
Well, he didn't play against the Cowboys.
He's not listed. He's not listed on the first view of the injury report here.
So I don't know. Again,
let me show you. So everybody's making a big deal. The Eagles, won 4 in a row going into Dallas.
They haven't beaten a team with a winning record.
It was the Jets,
right?
Washington, the Giants, and then Washington again. Just so we're clear. However, the 8.5, I think Tampa Bay is not really clicking on all cylinders. However, this is the time when they would flip a switch.
The exact same thing happened last year. They were not. I think they were a wild card team last year. Again, we're not going to get caught up on the facts of this, but they were not a dominant team in the regular season last year either. The more I'm talking, I just think that's the Eagles ain't winning the game. So now we're betting on. Are they going to win by 3 or are they going to win by 10? You know what I mean? So my lean now is going to be to the favorite. I'm laying the 8.5.
All right. I'm going on record to say I may not when Sunday and Saturday roll around. I may not be betting the same sack.
What time? That's Sunday at what time?
That's noon. That's 1:00 your time.
All right. So that's 2 games Saturday. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Listen, I agree that's not the easiest, but they haven't beaten the team that's over 500.
All right, Bucks. Next game, the afternoon there will be Cowboys and 49ers.
3 and 51. I think an over might be actually a safe bet here because I don't think the Cowboys are good. Even if they lose, they're going to score. I don't know. Again, I don't understand why these are the big bad 49ers because they run the ball. Okay. They smacked the Rams in the mouth, but the Rams are up and down themselves. And the Cowboys, I'm not pro Cowboy here on this particular take. Cowboys are wildly inconsistent as well. They do have playmakers on defense, but Trayvon Diggs, 11 receptions, I think he's given up the most yards in the league. Passing right behind Lattimore, in front of Lattimore on your team. Micah Parsons is he's probably the best player on the field. Jimmy G is not good. Samuels is playing well. That's a long-winded way to saying if I had to, I would probably take the 3.
All right.
Let's
just go with the over. How about that?
All right, fair enough.
Over Cowboys, and we'll
Because
punt
even
on
if
that
even if it's one of these games where the Cowboys don't score anything, with 12 minutes to go, they're going to score 21 points.
Right.
And maybe to break my heart again and lose, but go for 2 and lose 28-27 or something like that.
All right, Webb. We've talked about Kansas City. They really seem to be catching their stride here the second half of the season. Also, they got upset again at the Bengals a couple weeks ago, and Pittsburgh. They won 3 out of 4 down a stretch to make it even their nemesis, the Baltimore Ravens, were able to pull out a overtime win there. Didn't look like they were going to make the playoffs, but thanks to the Jaguars, they get in.
This is a big one, 12.5 and 46.5. I don't like the total at all. I would lean typically in this game towards the over. I just don't know how many touchdown passes Big Ben can throw. He played incredible. Obviously, you separate his on-the-field play from off-the-field shenanigans.
Well, he's God. He's found God now, so it's all good.
Right. It's all right. I was forgiven. I don't know. Let's take the Steelers plus the 12.5.
All right. I can live. I can deal with that. I mean, how can you go wrong taking 12.5 points in a playoff game?
I mean, their defense is good. Kansas City, like you said,
and even like last week, Tyreek Hill was banged up. So I think Kelsey even came off the field at one point during that game last week and looked a little banged up. I think Darrell Williams is the running back, and Hilaire are both questionable. So we'll see. They'll probably all go, but they might be a case of they go and midway through the first quarter.
Did they play last week? Because I saw.
He played Denver. Kansas City played Denver last week.
Yeah, and, Honey Badger was getting run around. I mean, he might be getting a little long in the tooth. I mean, that's what I think when they were playing well there in that little stretch in the beginning, their defense, their defensive line. What's the dude's
started
name?
Playing better. They got the big Edwards, Jones.
Jones, that's his name. And then Frank Clark played good there for a minute. And once they kind of fell back to the norm a little bit, that's when they started struggling again. And less turnovers, but that all kind of goes hand in hand. So let's just take win by 10. Whatever.
That. All right, going on Monday night. The NFC West battle. The Cardinals versus the Rams.
This is the easiest one. Fuck the Rams. That's all I got to say.
I'm all with you on that, buddy. And also, this is one total that I kind of like. 49.5. I could see this being a game where they air it out.
I'd go over that too. But I mean. Fuck the Rams. I don't care if Sean McVay. Fuck him.
So Cards plus 4.
Yep.
And over Cards.
I mean, I looked at them all. That to me was by far the easiest one.
Dig it. Saints fans have no problem saying fuck the Rams.
Right.
So, and I think J.J. Watt might be back in this game.
Yeah, I think he was back.
He started practicing like last week.
Yeah, I thought he was. I don't know if he played last week, but he could have. I know that. I don't. But he's another one of these guys. Also, I like him. Don't get me wrong, but he's disappeared in some of those games too. So
well, he's getting old too. But I think
you need a player too
for the old guys like this. This is the perfect scenario. Listen, go on an injury reserve for half the season. Just show up in the playoff game at some point. So.
Yeah, make 3 plays in these last 3 games. Give me a third down sack in the second quarter, and a third down sack in the third quarter, and a play to run in the fourth quarter. You're good.
All right, everybody. There you go. We got the Bengals, the Patriots, the Bucks, over Cowboys, Steelers, Cardinals, and over Cardinals. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays for your
7.
So okay, now let's talk about the Webb. I'm putting you on a spot. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
All right. Webb says well on record. He's going AFC. He's going against Aaron Rodgers.
Oh wait, who am I missing? I was picking out of these teams. Who am I? Who's the number 1 seeds?
Well, we got Green Bay and Tennessee.
Let me rephrase. I'm going to go Green Bay.
All right.
Now, let me just make this. Again, I'm not going to let the facts get away. But this Kansas City makes the Super Bowl. This will be 3 in a row or 4 in a row that they were in it.
Well, they won,
right? And then they lost.
Then they lost.
Who was in it before them? I wonder.
We'll have to go. We'll have to
Right.
talk to the intern about that.
Right.
So Webb, I'm going to go out. It's not really going out on a limb because they're the number 1 seed, but I'm taking the Tennessee Titans to go all the way into the Super Bowl.
I would not. I'm not saying I like the Packers to win it. That's what I think is going to.
Right. They play my kind of football. They play some D. They play hard. Vrabel's always they always come to play. Tannehill turned into he makes plays. They got good, strong wide receivers on the outside.
Yep.
And Derrick Henry seems like he's might be back for the playoffs.
Be back. Yep.
And they're winning without him. They're winning without him.
Line, man.
Yep.
That's
so
I like that.
You heard
I
it here first.
At all.
Webb's got Green Bay winning the Super Bowl. Smith's got Tennessee winning the Super Bowl. We're not really. That's obviously two number 1 seeds. Not exactly the outside.
Right.
You know, not exactly going crazy.
Right.
But listen, everybody, make sure you check out sportsmonitor.com. We're currently number 5 in the NHL, number 2 in the NBA, and ranked number 10 so far in 2022 with the picks. So
now
check it out.
Are they still ranking it the same way?
Yes, return on investment. We're up there pretty good. So
and I think they're doing a little bit of a disservice for us on the NHL. We're pretty good on the NHL.
Yep. So let me see. Let me look and see if the NHL has changed a little bit. Just look.
I think we took the Sharks tonight and somebody else early. Oh, the Jackets, Columbus Blue Jackets.
Number 5 and number 5 in
All right.
NHL. So we're right there. We're doing good.
Yep.
All right, folks. There you go. Bengals, Patriots, Bucks over Cowboys, Steelers, Cards over Cards. Congratulations to Malcolm. Congratulations to Chad Arnold. We are giving money away. We're teaching you how to win money. All of it. Thank you, MN3 Technologies. Thank you, Wilbur Investigations. See really, Little Saint the Goat, John Grow, Buffalo Grill in Little Rock, Arkansas, Wilbur Investigations. That's it. I don't know. Thank you all for listening. Spread the word. Go to our store. Buy a T-shirt. Buy a mug. Do something. We're giving shit away. Webb, take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for everyone who participated. The Wager Makers equals free money, people. We got more free money coming up. Brick by brick, and you're welcome.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Welcome to the Wager Makers podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker Podcast with Smitt and Webb. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right? Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.